do yours first? You want to do yours after?
You can do yours first.
Right.
That one looked really good.
Mine's kind
They're Walmart's upscale off-brand.
Okay.
It might be. It might be.
We'll see. I've never had the better goods.
Oh,
that's what I was
there we
saying.
go. There it is. Haha. But yeah, so chef-inspired smoked Gouda mac and cheese potato chips. Now, I am messing up on this one because I've got high expectations. I'm like, smoked Gouda mac and cheese.
That sounds so good.
Sounds amazing. But I feel like this is also one that could flop terribly. So we're going to go ahead and just crack right in. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. And,
yeah, it's a new elevated experience that delivers
That's
quality,
good, Tim.
unique, chef-inspired
See you,
food
man.
at incredible value.
All right. He already smelled them.
no,
What?
Josh just texted me.
Okay.
We have audio, but I think we have issues with the audio.
Issues with audio?
Yeah. But I think we've got audio. Tim gave us the thumbs up.
Yeah, we're good.
I think we've got it.
What's up, Bills fans? All right.
Ronnie. It's Ronnie. There he
We're
is.
good with audio. We're good.
We're good. Josh just texted me. He said he thinks it's good now.
We're supposed to try them yet.
That's all right. Load them up, baby. Let's see what we got here.
They're strong.
Strong smoked Gouda. Gouda is a pretty...
like a good
Must
packed
not have
Gouda
got
taste.
off work that late, Ronnie.
Yeah, Ron. Ah, cool. He's probably at work. Or it could be the other Ronnie. The Ronnie 2. The second junior, whatever they call him.
I get mac and cheese. I get it.
Yeah. After you finish it, yeah, I can get the mac and cheese.
It's cheese, for sure.
I like anything Gouda. Anything smoked Gouda. Yeah, totally, little Ron.
Gotcha.
What's up, bro?
How are you, little Ronnie? I gotta ask. How are you still little Ronnie? You're like
I told him he's a little
twice
big.
your dad's height.
He's a little big, Ronnie. Yeah, him and Braden. Caleb's gonna be bigger than him in 2 years. All right,
I can dig this. I can dig this on a game day for sure.
You can tell they're good because everybody's like silence for a second.
Yeah, those
Let me
are
get
good.
these. Those are good. I approve.
Y'all
Well,
can
you
change
don't
it.
want us to change.
Very, very nice.
Every time we have Ronnie Sr. on, we just start calling him Little Ronnie.
Yeah, he'd get mad about the second
Yeah,
time.
he would. He would.
All right.
Tiny Ronnie?
Ooh,
Shy Ronnie?
Shy Ronnie.
Shy Ronnie. That's a good one.
I'm digging those.
That was good. First round trial. Okay, well, I searched around the store 3 different times. I was just trying to find stuff that was different. I'd never been to the store before. The big exotics right off Grandin Road, kind of tucked in a little alcove. The guy was cool though. He knew Sancho, like I told you. Sancho. Sancho.
I kept messing it up when I first.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys had a lot of variety, a lot of good stuff. We'll have some more stuff next week that I got, but
Most definitely. And anybody who's here in Roanoke local, you want to check out some cool snacks, man, check out Big Lick Exotics.
yes, sir.
They're like Donnie said, in the Grandin area. Sancho, awesome dude. I met him at the fair last year. That's where me and Carson were there, and Carson had to stop because he had an awesome setup.
You didn't pop a cap in Sancho, did you?
Papa Cap and Sancho.
Bottle caps, Japanese style.
All right, so what we got here is what I think was that beef kebab. You'd say
That's what it looks like.
beef kebab. They're called pretz instead of pretzels. They're called just pretz, just short for pretz. I'm not sure what all this other wording is, but it's a lot of Chinese. All I see is pretz. That's the only American word on there.
Oh, dude. Check it
I
out.
don't even know if that's an
It
American
might
word.
not be, like that's what, they call the kebab pretzels. So we're going to see what we got here. I dig on some pretzels, kebabs. Oh, we got little thin sticks. All right, they're not like what I thought. Take a few of these little thin sticks. They look like little, what do you think?
They're like Pocky. They look like little Pocky.
Holy
But not
smokes. They got a kick taste to them, I'll tell you that. Or kick smell. I said taste. Oh my goodness.
The smell.
Yeah.
I just
Robert
can't
is
wait.
looking
I
forward to
can't
this.
wait
Here
for
we
these.
go.
I cannot
All right,
wait.
here we go. 3, 2, 1, cheers.
The smell. The beef kebab.
Not near as strong as the chips.
No, but it's not bad.
I do think I like those better than the chips.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, they're better. Still something about that flavor.
I don't mind. It's not bad.
No,
Like a tiny pretzel.
I can dig that. Yeah.
Good little taste. Yeah. Whew.
All right.
Dang. It's got a little kick to it,
This
too.
is the thing.
It's like beef kebabs. Whew. Good little kick at the end.
Yeah, they do have a little smoke at the end of that.
Yeah.
It resembles a pretzel. It's not pretzel.
So it has a picture of the pretzels and a beer on the back. It says more fun at night. Maybe they're good with some brewskis.
Oh, I gotta get an app.
Test them out with some brews.
What? That's whack.
Just trying to figure out what it says, ladies and gentlemen.
I say go ahead and start the next one.
All right, as we're figuring that out, that was different. That was definitely beef kebab taste. So last one, I actually saw these on TV on his commercial, and they stood out. So Randy used to get the freeze-dried candies every now and then. They started making freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches, ice cream Sammies.
They're already frozen.
So this says more fun at night, delicious food at a low cost,
Yeah,
more
yeah,
enjoyable
yeah.
night.
We'll see. Already
Japanese
frozen.
soup dashi made with kelp and shiitake mushrooms is the key to umami flavor of traditional Japanese cuisine.
Ooh.
It combines the fragrance of shiitake mushrooms and the sweetness of kelp to create a unique umami flavor. But I still haven't yet to see what
Flavor?
It's
Ritz, whole wheat Ritz.
Yeah, it's a Japanese thing that it resembles pretzels in its texture and,
Yeah.
and everything.
Right.
It's just it's another hard breading that
Right. Resembles a pretzel.
I don't mind it though, man. To be honest, I'm
All right, let's pass these
nabbing a couple
suckers
more of
around.
these.
Like there's better flavors.
Freeze-dried.
Now
Ice cream sandwich.
Now I love ice cream
Because
sandwich.
I do like the textures of those things.
Freeze-dried
Yeah.
ice cream
And
sandwich.
like I said, like the chips sometimes are really because they're covered in seasoning and it's such a thin layer. This is not near as covered and it's got a little more
Right.
mass to it.
All right, let's hit it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I hope this turns to ice cream in my mouth.
I got a feeling it's not going to, but you never know.
Crunchy.
Like Big Daddy's does it again.
It's good.
That's good.
It is good.
The texture
Oh man.
makes your brain hurt. But that flavor, that's an ice cream sandwich for sure.
That was a good one.
Those are really good.
I knew these were gonna be good. They got a lot of other good stuff too. New stuff they just brought in, so
Well,
check them out.
that's what I was gonna say.
Not as big a fan.
You don't like
No.
them? A little crunchy.
If you're a big fan of anything freeze dried, Big Daddy's Munchies in Roanoke.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out his stuff, you're missing out on some of the best freeze dried stuff you could get a hold of. Big Daddy's like he does your classic stuff like your Skittles and I think they were like the Nerd Cluster things like that. He does those, but I mean we've seen some obscure stuff that was delicious before from Big Daddy's Munchies. So again, Big Daddy's Munchies, Big Lick Exotics, check them both out. Give them some love.
2 thumbs up.
And honestly, if I'm not mistaken, like if you need to find Big Daddies, but you want to check out Big Lick, you can go to Big Lick Exotics because they sell Big Daddies in Big Lick Exotics. Last time I went, they had like a whole section of his stuff.
That's where I got that.
Nice.
Yeah, they had a whole rack of Big Daddies, a whole row of Big Lick, bunch of stuff.
Gotta
bunch of
check
new
them out.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Not bad.
Not bad. That'll be fun to get around to the
Scoring.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right.
So,
Rock.
let's roll into this. So, Donnie, I know it's more your thing than mine, but I'll try to give a little bit. Let's get started with the NBA today. I know because he's one of there's only a couple players that I pay attention to because I like them. So when Luka got traded to the Lakers, I had to keep an eye out because I like Luka Doncic. Like he's one of my favorite players, maybe all time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Lakers since this trade.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable. I mean, that's kind of what everybody thought once, Luka and LeBron just started getting a little chemistry with each other. You knew that stuff was just going to blossom, and they really didn't need that big guy that Luka wanted, that Mark Williams guy. I mean, trading Dalton Connect would have been a mistake. He's already coming back and doing really good again, so he never did anything to deserve that. They've been pretty unstoppable since he came. I think they've lost one game, and I think LeBron was sitting that game. So when they played together, I think they're undefeated since the trade. The Mavs, on the other hand, they traded away Anthony Davis. I thought it was a genius trade just because Davis is very injury prone and always has been. He's been a great talent. He always was a great talent, but almost every year something happens to his ankle or something just because how big his frame is. Easier to get hurt. Kyrie getting torn ACL, man, that just puts icing on the cake. That is like one of my favorite players because he, like, people look back at that Cleveland Warrior series where he came back 3-1. Yeah, it was a lot of LeBron, but it was a lot of Kyrie too, and he hit the big shot at the very end of the series to win it. So,
dude, even the playoffs last year, man.
Yeah,
Kyrie held a lot of that team together,
and he still got it after 12, 13 years. He still got it. I don't know if anybody's watched the finals where Klay Thompson towards ACL came back and shot the 2 free throws. It was off after that. Kyrie did a really cool thing. I thought he could have went back to the locker room. They say that at least try to make the free throws. The same person that got fouled needs to make the free throws. Well, can't stand up. They kind of just wave it off. But he was able to come back on the court, shoot him with the torn ACL, and get brought back to the locker room. So
shooting free throws with a torn ACL, I'll give it to him.
A lot of class, man.
That's tough, man. That's tough. But I just want everyone to remember that Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles and made 2 free throws after it. So let's, he did.
Game
recognized game here. Come on. It does suck, man. Like you don't want to.
The injury was tough when he landed. It was, I I know from doing it 3 times, it was a full tear, full tweak. Like it was
3 times. You'd think you'd have learned after the first one.
It happened so close together. What can you do?
You were talking about Anthony Davis and kind of, what a great talent, but is always injury prone. So I want to segue from that to let's talk about Joel Embiid. That dude, he's had MVP caliber seasons basically his whole career, but it seems like pretty much every year, it's a big injury just stops it for him. Even when he comes back from an injury and he's fighting through and toughing it out, he gets hurt again. Is that the curse you think? You think that's kind of Joel Embiid's? Is that like going to be
all NBA players?
But I feel like some of them, like you see some of these guys that get hurt and they come back and have a great career.
Some people aren't meant to be that big. You're not meant to move around.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
You're that big. It's really that simple.
Well,
And if you do, just be like Jokic, slow the game down. You don't see him doing any crazy jumps and dunks.
Yeah.
He rarely dunks. he's doing easy layups and dishes. You know.
But the thing is, guys the size of Embiid, they don't have to do no crazy dunk or jumps to dunk. They can basically just sit there and just hop, and they're in.
He did. He did. I used to run on the football field with torn ACL too, past you.
Maybe that's why you tore it 3 times.
I was after the third. Bro. I was after the third.
Well, so you got Kyrie, you got Joel Embiid, and Embiid and Kyrie, they're both done. I mean, that's it. So you figure Dallas is cooked. No Kyrie.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Luka's
even
gone
if AD comes back, there's not much hope. That was their new leader with Luka gone. Like that was the face of their franchise pretty much. And season-ending injury. I mean, I don't see him progressing against the talent level that's in the league right now. But
Well,
you know, it is what it is. Injuries happen in every sport.
most definitely, and the injuries. You never want to see somebody go down with an injury. Like realistically, in any sport, the thing that got
Sometimes I do.
I was saying you are a pretty
though.
aggressive hockey fan.
Yeah, hockey.
Take his face off.
Yeah, but I'm usually not hoping for it in hockey because that's the chances of that happen. The chances of an injury taking a player out in hockey are pretty slim.
Right.
It has to be serious for that to happen, and I don't want that to be. So
Right.
Well, the scary one for me that was announced a few days ago because they had already made a comment about Wemby. They made a comment about him going down with an injury. I think it started as just a shoulder injury. They were like shoulder injury, and then it went to a blood clot.
Yep.
And they said they were showing more concern about it. And then within like an hour of me getting a notification about that, they were like, Wemby is out for the season, deep vein thrombosis in his shoulder. And then start seeing reports that was like, yeah, had this been undiagnosed, this dude could have like literally had a serious like a stroke or something like that on the
Yeah.
court. Like they were like, this is a very, very serious thing. They said that he, they think he'll do well come like to recover, but they were like, this is the kind of thing it can end a career. Like you don't know how your body's going to react to it, and
insane.
if it's not caught at a certain time, they were like, it can literally destroy a career. So
It's just a shame. He was having a spectacular year, you know, coming off last year, and they just added De'Aaron Fox right before that happened. So they maybe not had a shot of winning the title, but they had a good momentum going, getting good players. Got Chris Paul, a few other good guys, Harrison Barnes. So they were building a good team around him. And it's just a shame that happened, the timing that it did. But you know, hopefully he can get back. That was one of the best players, you know, I've ever watched. Because I mean, like guys that can get 5, like of every statistic, you know, like that's insane. You know, you can do it in every facet of the game.
last year, Wemby, we can't say it enough. I don't watch a lot of basketball. He opened my eyes a lot last year because I was like, this dude is a young, very special talent. But again, like you said, like these
Big
guys
yeah.
guys are not like human beings are not. We have not evolved to be this tall.
And he's
and big.
7'4", I think,
And-
right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, when you're that tall, your joints are going to suffer. Like your ankles, your knees, everything is going to suffer. But you don't ever think about something serious like a blood issue.
Yeah.
It's very rare you see that. But man, that was a very serious one. I was really worried for the guy because he has a great career ahead of him.
Right. The people like all the NBA players, they have conditions. Like they're born with conditions
Yeah.
that make them that big. That's not a normal. Like it's like not all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But like that's not normal. That's a condition you were born with.
Right. Like his dad is not that tall.
Well, I was talking to somebody about it the other day about I guess it was after church. They were talking about Andre the Giant.
Yep.
And that's everyone's like, man, Andre was a big dude. No, Andre, he had a condition. Like, he had a serious condition, and
Really
that's what
That
made
was
him.
alcoholism.
Well, that too. Man. But yeah, I mean, I never want to see guys getting hurt. especially guys, they have such big careers ahead of them. Like even Kyrie, he's well into his career. But he still has some good years left. I feel like.
Yeah.
Don't want to see that happen. And I hope that all of them come back. I hope all of them, can heal out, rehab, get back to getting to be exciting players and stay healthy more than anything.
It's tougher when you age, though. Like,
oh, yeah.
Kyrie's like 33, 34 now, so
Yeah.
it's going to be that much tougher to recover from that kind of injury.
And you think, like, how much like, basketball is not baseball. Where, yeah, you're running around in the field on a few plays here and there, and you're up to bat, and you got to run through the bases. These guys are like, it's like soccer. Like, you're going back and forth. But even soccer, you have a little bit of a soft field. These guys are running on hard court. Yeah, they've got custom orthotic insoles and everything that you can probably get to kind of take the pressure off, but it's still a ton of strain on especially your legs, your knees, your ankles, all those joints down there. So I can only imagine how tough that is to rehab, especially in your early mid-30s, playing a game like that to try to heal out from it and come back. But I've got faith that he can do it.
I think you can only thank the GM at that point because, all in all, if you don't trade Luka, they're not maxing out Kyrie's minutes, and that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because right when they traded Luka, AD got hurt. They had to play some good player on the court. So they had to have some way of winning somehow to get to the playoffs. So they're maxing out Kyrie.
Yeah.
And look what happens. I
Yep.
mean, it's lateral movements, like you said, the whole game is running and lateral movements.
Tell me these things over here. Well, it's like Embiid. You said it last year when he came back from his injury, and you were like, "Dude, they're playing him too much. They're playing him too much. He doesn't need to play that much.
Yeah,
They can
yeah,
win without
save
him
him.
playing max minutes." And then boom, what happens? Hurt again.
Yeah.
Well, let's transition over to MLB because I know we had a couple of big injuries. Latest news out that I caught yesterday is Ronald Acuna, Spencer Strider. Now, neither of them are expected to be back in April. We're looking mid-May at the earliest for them to return. We had Luis Hill.
Hill?
Hill.
Is that what it is?
Getting injured.
It's a shame.
I know. Robert,
You hate that.
I almost called you because
I loved it.
I know you were probably devastated.
Yeah.
I love Yankees getting hurt.
And this is where we go back to Robert saying, like, sometimes I do want to see some.
Wasn't it like a 6 to 8 week injury? He did something to.
Not
That's just an
long, no.
estimate, though. Nothing crazy.
Batista threw for the first time.
How'd that look?
Struck out 2, ground out to short. Good inning.
He doesn't have to throw 101. He could be effective throwing 97, 96, and still be fine. I feel like.
That's what I'm hoping for Spencer.
Yeah, find different ways to be effective. You don't have.
I will say, Joe Jimenez, he's out till August. He won't be back until at least at the earliest August 1st. And I'm
Cam
like,
should be
You're a
happy.
bullpen
well,
guy.
I'm right there with Cam. I'm right there with him. We're bros on that one because I'm like, dude, he literally did nothing but give up games last year. Like,
Yeah.
give up innings over and over and over.
Yeah,
Cam calling it at the Orioles game, like, up here comes Joe. We're
Moo.
screwed now. And what does he do? Meatballs.
yeah, but he
yeah.
made up for it the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. But you got them. The one that I was really concerned about, I hated seeing because it's one of the kind of injuries that tends to be lingering. And I'm not trying to just sit here and harp on the Braves, but Sean Murphy hit by pitch.
Today.
No, this was 2 days ago. Fractured lower rib. I think it was either 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks.
Getting hit by a pitch is what ruined Adley's season last year.
Mhm.
He was never the same after he got hit in the hand. But he got hit in the hand and continued to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, fucking hit in the hand, man.
Yeah,
It's like, you can beat me in the head,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
If I'm
the
wearing a
worst.
helmet, that's fine. Throw it in my head, but damn, your hand, that shit sucks worse than anything.
I still hate that we gave up Contreras. Like,
Well,
we've
and
just
so-
been looking downhill at catcher since we've done that.
Well, and I was going to say, so now Contreras is gone. Darno's gone. Murphy's out.
Got Trump. Chadwick Trump.
Chadwick won't be who's replacing him.
I'll trade you Gary Sanchez.
Oh, we got Sandy Leon. He's been doing good in spring training.
Maybe that's who it is, but yeah.
Trade you Gary Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez.
Yeah. Is that who you guys got?
Gary Sanchez, isn't that like Will Ferrell's production company name?
I've seen Gary pop off though. He
Yeah, he can hit occasionally.
Like I said, just want to touch on a couple of those injuries because we're not even we're just fresh into spring training. Like spring games just started.
That's baseball.
yeah.
But I feel like it was already especially for us, man. Like that was that's to me what hurt us most last year was just the injuries. We had a great team. Injuries.
A lot of these injuries that you're hearing right now too, they're managing a team for a 162 game season.
Yeah.
They're saying 6 to 8 weeks because they know the next 4 weeks is all spring training. I don't care if they play the first couple weeks of the regular season. Just get them
Exactly.
and get it. These injuries it's whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Like if a guy misses the first 2 weeks of the regular season, okay, as long as he's ready to go by the time.
Exactly.
By the time you need him.
Really need him.
I'm not sweating Acuna and Strider being out. It's better for them to get more rest. Like we said earlier, I think we'll be in good shape by the time they get back.
Are you sure about that? I'm almost positive it's Gary Sanchez. Gloria Sanchez?
Gloria Sanchez.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Josh is a comedy expert.
It's good to see Josh in here, man. How's it going? Slip a house. All right, so
Gloria Sanchez.
it is Gloria Sanchez.
Gloria.
Well, damn, I gotta give it to our man Josh over here. He got me on that
knock
one.
him on that. He's got that trivia now.
Fun fact: me and Rachel invited Will Ferrell to our wedding.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did you get a response?
We saw a thing online that said, when you get married, save 10 invitations to send to celebrities, athletes, whoever.
Because you never know. They might send you something.
Exactly. Like, one of them was send an invitation to the president because you get a thing back from the president signed and all that. But Will Ferrell, Eddie Vedder,
Anybody send you anything?
the president. The one that I sent, though, that I was like, there's a chance. There's a chance that this dude just is like, you know what? I've got time. Let's go crash a wedding. Bill Murray. I sent an invitation to Bill Murray because I was like, I could see Bill Murray being the
That
kind of guy that
got
just shows
time
up.
for anything.
Right.
But
He got Cali, man.
he don't care.
Yeah, he's in Cali.
Well, let's move on from injuries and things holding people back to something trying to help elevate some of these guys. Let's talk about this NFL Combine a little bit. So, we hit on last week the feelings of the Combine, how a lot of the big name players don't go work out at the Combine because
They have nothing to gain.
yeah, nothing to gain and
Right.
a lot to lose. These guys came in and, it was really fun. I hadn't watched Combine in a couple years. These guys that came in, I was really happy to see some of these guys who came in that had really the opposite. Nothing to lose and the opportunity to gain a lot. And I picked out a few guys I'm going to talk about, but it was an interesting Combine. It was fun to watch. Coverage was cool. Obviously, it's always, I feel like they do their best to try to make it something cool.
Right.
But we all know the drills. Same drills they've done for forever and forever and forever. Whatever it is, long jump and high jump and all these
3-cone drill.
3-cone drill, all
Gauntlet.
the yeah. So I'm gonna talk about a couple of guys that really kind of opened my eyes. And some of them might surprise you because usually in these things, I feel like they do put a lot of emphasis on quarterbacks and running backs.
Right.
You get some wide receiver emphasis on a big class, but I noticed guys kind of all around. There was a lot of different guys that really caught my attention. One of the best that I saw out there, Armand Membo. This guy has a shot at a top 15 pick. So this dude, offensive lineman out of Missouri, Tremendous field exercises out there. I mean, for an offensive lineman, they were talking about that it was up in the air whether he would be a guard or a tackle. They were like, we don't know if. And when he came out and started doing his workouts and everything, and they were watching him just run through the drills and all, they were like, no, he's a tackle. He can contain everything on the edge by himself. Mm-hmm. Tremendous footwork. I mean, it was his footwork. It was amazing to see. Now, he's a big guy, obviously, but he was still pretty fast for the big guy. Only thing was I could see he wasn't the biggest guy. Obviously, you're an offensive lineman. Like, you're going to have some size to you. Not the absolute biggest guy, but I see this guy going in the top 15 because he is the kind of offensive lineman that possibly his rookie year, definitely by his second year sitting behind somebody and learning, this guy's going to make a big change to a team's offensive line. It's just a matter of who's going to be willing to put up the dough to,
Right.
If you're taking him top 15, he better be starting.
I would imagine that the only way, he goes top 15 is a team that's probably obviously not. I don't see a team really trading up for that, but I see a team in the top 15 already that could definitely use him. It's just the problem with the NFL nowadays. I feel like if you're in the top 15, they're like, quarterback or running back or bust, unless it's a team that, traded into that position. But Jihad Campbell, this guy. You know who I'm talking about? Jihad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama.
Yep.
Best looking linebacker in the class. I mean, this guy, he was all over the place.
He's like a hybrid. He's huge and he's fast.
Dude, they were like, he can run back covered. He can edge rush if you want him. They were like, he was an edge rusher in high school and his scheme in college made him an edge rusher. Super fast.
Yeah.
Dude had hands. Drills looked immaculate. Great movement everywhere on the field with an excellent ability to rush off the edge. Jihad Campbell, I don't know how early a guy like that goes, but he, like I said, best linebacker in the class. For a team that needs one, he can fill a role. Again, as a rookie, I feel like he can fill a role immediately. He's a big dude. He don't look like a guy coming out of college. I mean, he looks like a dude who's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, exactly. He probably played a good amount of years in college.
Well, and Alabama's defense was pretty good this year. One of the best they've ever had, but it was solid.
Yeah, for sure.
Gazoon tight. Trevor Etienne, Travis's brother, out of Georgia. I watched his drills. I was not a big fan of Travis Etienne. Maybe it was because he was on a rival team at Clemson.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was because him and Trevor Lawrence, I just really didn't like that Clemson team.
Yeah, they were pretty good back then.
No, they were good. That's why I hated watching them. But Trevor Etienne, this guy, super shifty.
Yeah, it's different.
Super shifty. I have on here on my notes that this dude, so he gets to that extra gear really fast.
Yep.
Also, watching some of his drills where he was doing cutbacks and all that, you don't see a running back very often that has that kind of lateral movement when you're up to full speed already. To me, that's kind of a rare trait. You can have great lateral movement, but you end up with these guys that go east-west more than north-south. This guy can be running downhill north-south and then just boop, change directions immediately. And then once he straightens back out and keeps going, he's already up to the top gear the moment he takes those first couple steps. I was very impressed by his combine. I think he helped his draft stock a lot.
That'd be cool. Cool to see brothers in the league.
Yeah. Caleb Johnson. You ever heard of this guy, Caleb Johnson? Either of y'all? Iowa.
Caleb Johnson, no.
Running back for Iowa. So I watched his combine. Now I will say his 40 time was not spectacular. I think he ran a 4.5. They were like, for the running back, it's that's not blowing you away or anything. But they showed his receiving drills out of the backfield, and this guy would make a phenomenal third down back. Now, obviously, you're not going to draft top 15, top 20 to get a third down running back.
Right.
It's probably not going to happen. But this guy, to me, is one of those guys that team picks later on in the later rounds. You know, you get a late second, early third, maybe even fourth, and you pick this guy up, and you bring him in as I hate to use the word gadget player, but as a guy who is your third down back and you can kind of build a few plays around to really surprise a team. Because sometimes those are the plays that win the games for you in the league. Like these close games, you got that one play at the end off, Philly, like something crazy, and you get a guy like this who can really help you on a play like that. But yeah, caught extremely well, transitions from his route to a downhill runner extremely quick. You don't see that a lot. I feel like a lot of running backs, when they're throwing the ball, when they catch it, it takes them 3-4 steps to really get themselves right and then keep on going. This guy was, he was Johnny on the spot with it. Like, what's up, Adam? It was like once ball is in hand, one step and he's already back into running back mode. So I think he is going to be a surprise for somebody. I really think I've got high expectations for him because I didn't really know about him before the draft or before the combine. I watched him, was super, super surprised about it. As far as quarterbacks, who y'all looking at? Y'all have eyes on any real quarterbacks this year? Not necessarily that you hope goes to your team, but somebody that you really are high on going into the draft.
Everyone's high on Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. We'll see. The guy that isn't talked about that I think was talked about and everyone stopped talking about, but I think still could be really good is Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think he still has
two great seasons.
I think he's worth taking wherever everybody is. They've got him projected late in the draft. I think he's worth taking.
Yeah, I
think he could be really good.
I feel like those are the guys that end up being
the guy that's moved up a lot. That kind of surprises me, but he was pretty good as Jackson Dart.
Yeah, that's who I like. I've been watching him a lot.
So I don't know. I guess he could be like a
just watching him play last year. He impressed me a lot from the last year I watched him to this coming up year. He improved on a lot of things.
Lane Kiffin offense, man.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think that they were a disappointment. They were expected to be so much better this year.
Yeah, record-wise,
They weren't. Like, I don't think he was as good as he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
This year. And I think, as he said, Lane Kiffin's offense, he's had a couple quarterbacks that have been able to do it in his offense that weren't that great.
That's true.
Still could be. I don't.
Well,
I was talking about the prototype quarterback.
You can read it right there.
Intangibles.
That I had that coming into today. Jackson Dart. He was my favorite out of the whole combine, out of all the quarterbacks.
Yeah, me and Mark are watching him the most because Mark wants him in the second round and Travis in the first round. That'd be a good 2 first picks.
Same thing I said, and I don't think he's to the level that Jaden Daniels was.
No.
But watching Jaden Daniels versus watching Jackson Dart at the combine, that he has a very similar touch on his passes.
Dart's groomed too. He spent years in college. He developed his skill set.
I had great touch on the deep ball. His accuracy during drills was spot on. My favorite of the combine, and he is one of those guys that I was just talking about that really made the most of going to the combine and showing out. You figure a guy like that, like especially as you said, Robert, maybe didn't have the stellar year. So the combine is a much bigger stage for you and a much bigger chance for you to come out there and be like, look, I'm still the guy. Like, we might not have been as productive as we should have been, but I'm still the guy. And I really feel like Jackson Dart did. I think he helped his draft stock a lot. And even if it didn't bump him up a bunch in the draft, I think if he plays with the same kind of mentality that he had during drills and stuff, showing off what he has, if he can maintain that in the actual game in the NFL, he could be a really, really good quarterback.
Yeah, he's got the intangibles. He just has to fit into the right system. Jaden Daniels, he just happened to go play with Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury. So he got a good equation to do really well, and he already had really good skills to go with it. So he walked into a golden situation. Dart probably won't have that same luxury, but hopefully whoever gets him, and if he starts, they build around him.
Soon, Josh. Very soon. I promise.
Oh, yeah. Call in.
I promise. Matter of fact, I think I just figured out how to do it on the mixer today because there's a Bluetooth setting on the mixer for my phone.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We're gonna get it going, Josh. I promise. Maybe we'll use you as a lifeline when we do trivia night. So let me ask you guys this. You guys know the guy. You've watched him play through the season. The dude won a national title. How do you feel about Will Howard going into the NFL through this draft? How do you feel about this guy? What's your thoughts on Will Howard?
I think he had a lot of talent around him at Ohio State.
I mean, no doubt about that. That's for sure.
He's a baller. I mean, he had great talent around him. I mean, if you got the talent around you, use it. You can either use it or not use it. I feel like he did good with what he had. Guys like that, I mean, it's 50-50. He can come in and do very well in a system, or he can come in and be a backup and wait for his opportunity. So,
I don't think he'll be very good.
They're not giving him a lot of praise, but who knows?
Well, I will say he was one that came into the combine that I think he may have hurt himself a little bit in the combine, not looking that sharp. I had on my notes. Well, when you look at the class around him, you're trying to shine a little bit brighter than everyone else, and it is a good opportunity.
This is the year to shine over a lot of people. It's not a big quarterback class. So if you're looking bad in this class, you're probably bad.
Yeah, I get that for sure. My notes I had on him was great size. They kept talking about prototypical size, high athleticism. The dude is a big guy.
Yep.
Through some out routes look good. Deep balls were very inconsistent. You had receivers. They were doing everything they could to catch some of these things, and there's no way those are getting caught during the game. These are throws that are getting your number ones and your number twos laid the fuck out on the field. Yeah. They're still going to go for them because it's their job. That's what they're trying to do. But you're going to get when you're off that far, you're going to get some guys hurt. Unfortunately, they kept talking about arm strength on his short throws. They were like he's going to have to fit balls into a tight window. And with his lack of arm strength compared to some of these other guys, they were like, he's going to have a really hard time getting those balls to where they need to be. Also, my final note on I felt like he was kind of a little overhyped.
I didn't think it was really hyped at all.
I feel like national title, everybody's looking for this guy, which,
they had a complete team, though. They had they had a very complete team. But
yeah, he was. I don't even think he was he's projected late draft. I don't think there was much hype on him.
I think there was right after which I guess the hype train is going as fast as it's going to right after you win a national title. But I think when the title happened, I think that was when I started really seeing a lot of people high up on this guy about he looks amazing. He's got everything you need. He's a total package, all this.
Yep. Everything you need. The best wide receivers in college football.
Right.
Adam.
Well, don't get me wrong.
And 2 top running backs.
Yeah. And there are teams that like the right system. I know y'all keep saying the right system with some weapons around him. Maybe he could do well. But you send him to a team that is struggling. He's not going to do well in Cleveland. He's not going to do well.
I tell you what, a guy like that goes to New York where they don't even know what the hell a quarterback is. They get Travis Hunter. They already got Malik Neighbors and get some O-linemen. What? You might as well just let him see what he's got. He's better than what the hell they have now. They don't have shit right now. So you might as well just see how good he is compared to these guys. So, you never know when it comes to teams like that.
They cut Danny J, right?
Yeah,
they don't have a quarterback.
They got Drew Lock and Danny DeVito.
It wasn't Danny.
Tommy DeVito.
I'm wondering what their cap penalty was. Like what kind of hit they took cutting Daniel Jones.
It was like David Justice. They were paying Danny Dimes to play against them.
Yeah.
He was a backup for Minnesota. And if anything happened to Darnold, he would have came in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was one that I don't know many people that when they signed him to that huge contract, I don't really know anybody that was like, oh, this is a great move for New York. I think most New York fans even were probably like, do we just really, that's a joke. Did we just pay him that?
I tried to tell Mark, I was like, dude, you guys had a great year. You guys beat Minnesota. That was a 2 seed in Minnesota. I mean, they got destroyed by us that year. That was the year we won the bowl, but they had a great year, and Saquon was developing. Why not just stack your own line the next 2 years in the draft? And you signed your big boy to a contract and build around him. I mean, they could have done the right things, but they chose not to. They tried to get a receiver every year.
Yeah.
You know, offense. You gotta get defense at some point in time. That's what killed Saquon. I mean, got hurt every year because he was running 40 times a game.
Yeah, and getting the hell beat out of him every rush. Yeah. Well, I had one other quarterback. It was the last guy I had during the combine. Brady Cook out of Missouri. He made a lot of good impressions. I have him on here.
He's pretty good.
I think he's a great dark horse candidate to come in and do something really well. He was super consistent. He had a lot of consistency in every drill that I watched of his. That to me went a long ways. But I think he could be one of those guys that goes super late, maybe goes to a team, sits behind somebody for a year. That guy gets hurt. He comes in and really shines bright. I'd like to see that for him. He seems like a pretty good dude, pretty good quarterback. Good head on his shoulders. So,
yeah, there was one that stood out. I liked a lot of the guys that you were talking about too, especially Jackson Dart. I was watching him the most. There was a tight end though on the gauntlet drill, and the gauntlet drills for receivers when you turn around, catch, and then run a straight line, catch 4 balls, catch the 5th one, then run. Me personally, I'd never seen a gauntlet run like this. The guys and the commentator were just shocked. The more and more the gauntlet developed, he caught both balls, and then he started running, and he's not looking down the whole time. You're looking up the whole time in the gauntlet, and he ran a straight line. His toes never broke the actual line. I mean, the line's only, I don't even know, 4 or 5 inches apart.
Yeah, it's not much.
So for him to do that that literally was a perfect gauntlet, and he caught the last ball, stepped off the line, and then was barely able to stay in bounds and run upfield. I mean, it was just awesome to see. Not saying he's going to be a prize pick and he's going to be a great tight end, but just stuff like that. You know, that's kind of why I watched the combine, just for little things like that, because that like shocked the whole stadium. Everybody was like, ooh, like commentators are highly speaking on him. So yeah, that was cool.
Word. Well, like I said, it was a good combine all around. I was entertained. It was pretty cool to see. See some of these guys that probably I wouldn't have gotten a chance to really even knew who they were for most of them, unless I actually got a chance to watch them. And it was cool to see them out there, you know, really trying to show what they can do in front of everybody, try and get that draft stock up a little bit. I know it's a little bit early. Unfortunately, the little man is at home and he is struggling right now. So I think we're going to probably go ahead and roll into what moves you for this week, because we got to close this thing up. I got to get back. But you guys got anything good for what moves you this week?
John Cena.
Uh-oh. Josh is gonna like this one.
What are you talking about, Robert? You
Josh.
can talk to the man, and he's right here. So I mean,
Well, he turned heel for the first time in his career.
Yeah.
For his farewell.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like that?
As a wrestling fan, I always like a good guy. Like, there's some villains I've liked over the years, but I always like a good guy.
I love a good heel turn.
Yeah. Did you like when The Rock went heel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I've liked heel Rock, babyface. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's
People's Champ was my
He's
guy.
good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. I like heel turns. I like them.
The thing is like ending a career. I feel like in the WWE, your career is never real. You're never really retiring. You're never really ending a career. in 3 years WrestleMania will hit, and no one's talked about John Cena the whole time, and then it'll be like number 20 or not Royal Rumble. That's what I'm thinking of. And it'll be like number 27, and all of a sudden, it's John Cena.
It's not going to last the whole year. He will
he'll come
back before
his retirement. Yeah.
So why you like the turn?
Josh, what do you think?
I just like heel turns. There isn't any specific thing.
Say anything.
And the fact, like, I mean, he's been the same his whole career. Like,
Same persona.
And I'm interested. Is he going to wear something different now?
Oh, okay. Rock.
They said he's just going to wear jean pants.
Jean pants?
Not the jorts.
Sacrilegious right there.
Not the jorts.
Oh, man.
Cargo.
Oh, I'm like...
He just needs to add a couple inches.
Yeah. He's back. Sure.
Don't we all? Hell yeah. Well, I mean... I was just thinking about wrestling the other day. I'm glad you brought that up. Me and Carson, we've dabbled a little bit back into the Attitude Era of WWE.
I have too.
Like
Peacock.
Yeah,
they have everything free, man, on Peacock.
Well, and they don't have the Raw anymore on Peacock.
No, they got it on Netflix.
And they have it on Netflix now. Yeah. But some of that's incomplete. I liked it when it was on Peacock better because it was literally every episode of everything.
I've been watching.
You could go on and watch WCW. I think they still had like Monday Nitro and all that stuff on it too. So I really like that. I'm like, is Josh okay? Like all this wrestling talk, I can't believe he had to have stepped away. There's no way.
I was surprised. As soon as he said John Cena, he was.
You're right. Hell yeah!
Talking wrestling.
Oh man.
Well, I had a few things real quick.
A few things. If you do multiple what moves you and you take mine,
I'm not. I promise. There's no way this is yours. Debo going to Washington, that was definitely moved me. He has destroyed us in the past. We have to face him twice now. He's on a Washington team that just proved themselves.
Jaden has another great weapon.
Yeah, just made that team even better. He's a hybrid guy, come out of the backfield. Kudos to them for getting that. He wanted to be an Eagle, I heard, and we wouldn't pay him the money, so let him go. The next, I just wanted to hit on, I know we didn't really talk about it a lot, March Madness coming up. 5 out of the 6 top teams in college basketball are from the SEC, and that's just mind-blowing. If you go into the top 25, I think 10 total SEC teams, or maybe nine total SEC teams are ranked. So they're just dominating the whole college basketball league. But the one X in there is Duke, I think, at number 2. They could easily go beat any of these teams, but it's just been crazy to watch. They've been dominating the whole year. You know, Bama, Auburn, Tennessee, all those guys. So
the thing about that though is the SEC has been kind of dominating for the last few years.
Yeah,
and they don't do well in the tournament.
Yep, and so, like I said, Duke can go run it and beat all those teams.
We'll see how well they do in the tournament.
Right. I just thought it was impressive. You know, Florida, all those teams, just all at the top at the same time. Really, the big what moves me, Randy just introduced this to me yesterday, I think. I can't even remember because I kind of blacked out.
What he's about to tell you before anything, he's just going to want to let you know that he does, in fact, have the best big brother in the world.
Yeah, it was after I actually got a promotion at my new job. I had a good day at work. He called me right on my way home. We know this guy, Adam, that had been coaching for a few years in the middle school setting, right? They hired him to be a head coach at Patrick Henry right down the road in Roanoke, Virginia, as their head JV coach. And he happened to call my brother because he didn't really know of any assistants.
Oh, he didn't call me. We saw each other at work.
Oh, well, they saw each other. It was just one of those moments, I guess. And he didn't have anyone to fill the spot, and he asked me, and as like a dream come true. I just happened to talk to my boss right when it happened, and I was like, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, so we're gonna have to work out scheduling. I know I just got this promotion, but maybe I can work, first part of the day, be able to do baseball second part of the day. So
truthfully, what I told Adam was that as much as I bicker and get pissed off and fight with Donnie back and forth, he is one hell of a baseball coach. And for a guy inheriting an entire baseball team that was in need of some good assistance, I told him that Donnie would probably be one hell of a pick. So
yeah, man,
I'm glad that is working out.
Only get better with progression, though. I mean, the more you do it, the years that we've done it with the youngest of kids, I did it with some older kids last year. So the more you do it, the better you get. Just happy to have the opportunity to be in a school setting, be able to be recognized, and it'd be awesome.
Well, I've got high hopes for you and high expectations, motherfucker.
I'm gonna show them what I got. See what we got.
Well, mine is. I was surprised you didn't take this one. I was shocked. What moved me? They just announced it today. Philadelphia Eagles rewarding Saquon Barkley with a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension that will make him the highest paid NFL running back in history.
Most deserving.
He is also the first ever $20 million a year plus running back in the NFL.
But please tell me, to piggyback on that, please tell me that Henry, Jacobs, and even maybe Cook or some other ones doesn't deserve that.
I will guarantee this. I'm not saying this does not mean he does not deserve the money. He does. This is not going to reset the market. Running backs are just not.
I know. I'm just saying they do deserve it. I'm just saying Derrick Henry does deserve that. They should look into it more.
The
maybe
thing is,
giving him a little bit more.
That glass ceiling is not one that shatters overnight.
No.
If you do change the market on running backs, we're talking in like multiple generations of running backs.
But they're going to see that. All the backs are going to see that and be like, damn. Well, Philly did that.
All the backs are going to see that. Now, James Cook is out of Buffalo. Like, this is just going to hurt teams who are trying to sign their running backs because they're not going to pay them that much, and these guys think that they deserve that much, and they're gone.
Well, inevitably they'll do what Saquon ended up doing, but it won't go as well as they think it will. They'll test free agency. They'll test free agency for a few weeks, realize that the money's not going to be there, and then they'll either go back to the team that they were on and give a friends and family discount, or they'll sign somewhere else for whatever they can get close to what they wanted.
This isn't changing anything for running backs.
No, and I don't expect it to. I was just happy that the dude had an awesome season.
I didn't see that.
Adam Scheffler 5 hours ago.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was just made me happy to know.
Yeah, I'm not.
That they did it. I feel like they did it to solidify, to say, hey, we want your career to be here, not just a Super Bowl year. We want your career to be here.
He wants it too. Like he hasn't been a winner his whole time in New York. He had one season when they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, just to have that feeling, be with a team.
But I mean, look at this dude. This obviously this picture isn't from when they told him that. That was in the middle of the game. Look how happy that dude looks.
He's just happy, man.
Like, and that's what it's all about. Like, I'm excited to see him really happy and find his home in Philly, because he wanted a home. Like he wanted New York to be his home when he got drafted. I think that was the expectation. Like, this is his home. From the way they kind of did him. Like, I'm glad that he found a spot. I'm glad that it worked out with both sides, and I'm glad he's in Philadelphia, baby.
Big thing with him too. He has a $250,000 home. He bought it
$250 million, or is it 200?
No, it's Saquon has $250,000.
Saquon does not have a $250,000
No, hold on.
He lives in a. He
not
lives in
250. I thought it was 2.5. That's what I was.
No, he lives in a very nice neighborhood. He bought his parents the same exact house in the same neighborhood. $250,000.
You sure about that?
I'm sure. I saw it. He doesn't spend a lot of money. Look at Jalen Hurts. He lives in a studio apartment. He doesn't spend a lot of money on his house and his living. He doesn't care. He wants to win. He's not like buying mansions and all the bullshit.
And he sold his Yeah, he purchased his new 6-bedroom, 9-bathroom residence in the Keystone State under a LLC for $3.9 million.
That was recently.
That's when he came to Philly.
Maybe he bought his parents $250,000 house.
Yeah, maybe, but still, yeah. I mean, you figure 3.9. I mean, that's a very nice house, but there's still guys that are spending 10, 15 mil easily on a house just to keep up with the Joneses.
You don't need that much house.
Nah. Well, let's review some of these snacks. I've literally been sitting here dude, I'm loving those.
Yeah, those are good, man.
These are ridiculously.
Anything smoked Gouda, I can dig on.
Robert?
I'm good.
Good on them? Mm-hmm. All right, so what do you guys got for the smoked Gouda mac and cheese? Ridged 8-7. I like it.
I'll give it a 9.
Yep. That's where I'm at. I'm solid 9. I'm dogging a bag of these on game day. You give me a couple Eagle Rares, I'm dogging 2 bags of them probably.
Those are really good.
Word. Well,
Dangerous.
We got these pretzels.
Pretz.
Got these pretzels, man.
Beef kebabs.
With the shiitake mushroom umami.
Shiitake mushroom.
Umami.
These things are a little kick.
A little bit. Really, Brett? Really? Really? Where you at, Brent? Where you at?
I agree, Tim.
The pretzel sticks, the pretzels, whatever they are. I'm going. They're still good for me. I like them. I'm saying 7-8. Little kick at the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6.5.
6.5.
Flavor wasn't what I thought it'd be. It's a nice flavor, but not real strong.
4-2.
4.2.
Or 2.
Bad flavor.
Yeah. Not the best. Last one though. Big Daddy's Ice Cream Sammies. I like these.
I give those like 3.
3.
I didn't like them.
Not a freeze-dried fan. I'm not usually. I saw that review.
I'll say no.
I
I
don't
would say that
dislike
Robert's not
freeze-dried stuff, but I would rather just eat a
Ice cream
ice cream
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't like the.
Oh yeah, 100%. As far as that goes, I've never had anything like this. I'll give it a solid 7. Not too bad. I thought the taste was pretty on point though. Once you got into them.
I'm at about an 8. I like the consistency, the texture, and then it like melts in your mouth.
Like it.
I can dig that. I can dig that for sure.
Very nice.
All right, well, good snacks tonight. Good snacks. I'm gonna have to take this whole thing of chips home before I eat them, so Rachel can try them because she's the one who picked them up for me.
I got some for next week too.
Right. Got a good
Ready to
lineup
rock.
for next week. Got a good lineup.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think that's all I've got for us tonight. Fun night, kind of a we're still in that limbo phase right now. Like waiting for baseball. I want to see the draft.
Yep.
I know you got hockey's going to gear up, NBA's going to gear up, March Madness is coming. Got a lot of stuff coming. Just in that limbo phase for a couple of weeks, so
How close is Ovechkin to that record? 12?
He's 11 away from passing. He's got 894 or 884. Gretzky's got 894.
So 10 from tying, 11 from
And
passing.
he could do it in less games than Gretzky. I think the game that he would tie Gretzky in games is against the Blackhawks on April 6th or something, which is the game after I'm going to see Carolina. So if he breaks it then or earlier,
so if he breaks it, if he breaks it during your game, not only does he break the record, but he does it
in less games than Gretzky.
That's epic. That's epic.
Him getting to witness
Man.
it, that would be it.
I hope that if you're there and it happens during that game, I hope you lose your shit, Robert.
I've already been losing my
Literally gonna
shit.
shit his pants.
It's been crazy what he's been doing. He's the first player ever to score 200 or more goals in 3 different decades.
Wow.
Like Gretzky, what Gretzky did,
That's insane.
He scored his goals in a short period of time in his career. He scored a shitload.
Yeah.
Like he would have 70 goals in a season, 80. Like he scored a shitload. Ovechkin never, the most goals he scored in a season was 65. He did that once. He scored over 60 once. He's just scored over 30 every single year of his career. And he's 39 this year. And if he didn't break, he broke his leg and he's still 6th in goals in the league. If he didn't break his leg, he would be on pace for 59 goals and like 95 points, which would be his second best statistical season of his career. And he's 39 years old. He's going to turn 40 before next season starts. So.
Dude is a freak. He's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
Golly. Well, with that awesome little tidbit of information about Alex Ovechkin, we are going to lock it up for the evening. We want to thank everybody for being a part of this episode tonight. Everybody for the comments and the engagement down here. It's been good to see all of y'all in here. I hope everybody has a great night. Except for Brent for talking shit about the Sabres. I know they suck, but you ain't got to talk shit.
I thought you were in a rail dogs when I first walked in. Just realized it was Sabres.
It is kind of similar colors, though.
Yeah.
But we want to thank our man, Josh Richards, man behind the scenes, keeping us rocking and rolling through just imminent terror at the beginning of this thing.
Yes, sir.
We want to thank Big Lick Exotics and Big Daddy's Munchies for some awesome snacks. This was very enjoyable. I liked it. And we want to thank all of you out there who's part of the Sports Bites family. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this, for rocking and rolling with us. Remember to keep hitting that like, keep sending those subscribers over here. Yeah. Share this podcast, get it out to your friends, family, neighbor. Hell, it doesn't matter. Let them know. Keep hitting that share button. And with that, we are Sports Bites, your #1 sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds. Sports.
Snacks.
Thank y'all so much. We love you. Have a great night.
Today.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.